Everybody, it's Jeremy. Welcome back to Pokemon Crystal, where we are playing Ecruteak City. This is turn 34. Let's jump into things. Okay, so still a fair amount going on. We're just gonna chug through and see where it leaves us, and then talk about the overall game plan going forward. So we've completed Conjuration 4. We are now on our way up through Enchantment 5. Azalea City's bug commander, Bug Catcher, has claimed the Throne of Death. So that puts Azalea City at 3 thrones, which is good and bad. We'll talk about that later. Arcane Probing found nothing. We got another Ghastly Champion. Cloud Trapezed Gas Champ 3 on over towards Cyanwood City. Got some reanimation. Got Auspex with nothing. More reanimation. And then we've got a couple of battles. So this is a battle in Gopharos, which we win, right? But barely, because these Hitmonchan's book us up. Like pop dead, pop dead, pop dead, pop dead, pop dead, pop dead. Every time they like punch, they're like, something dies. But we fortunately rout them, and our commander holds. Very nice. In Arcadas, lose 2 more trainer boys. Very cool. Actually kind of chipping away at them slowly but surely, which is kind of amusing. And then we have a battle in the Fortress of the Swamp of Solitude. So one of the last holdouts of Cyanwood City. And there's nothing here. Well, there's nothing here except these fucking Poliwags, who amusingly actually are kind of dangerous for us. Oh no, my kitties are fighting. I'm just gonna let you guys watch a fake battle while you also watch a real battle. The stupid ranged fight, like, I need them to just go. Yet. I'm not talking about the cats either. Go get everybody. Get in there. Yeah. Just like float up onto the walls. This is one of the cool things about the Ghost Nation, is they don't give a shit about your walls. They just go right over. It's awesome. Which almost makes it seem as though maybe they would have siege bonuses, because they don't give a fuck about your walls. But, you know. Alright, so we win in Swamp of Solitude. Take minimal losses. Very good. Next up, event in Shambolic. We gain +8 defense. That's cool. In Swamp of Solitude, we lose 200 people. In Sea of Woe, we gain 690 gold. Very nice. A fire gem and a black kite shield. Cool. And again in Sea of Woe, we get another 590 gold, some more gems, and a frost brand. That is super nice. The Throne of Death has awoken. Life suddenly seems shorter, so units have aged. It's kind of whatever. And we have a vision. In 3 months' time, the stars will be right for evocation. We started to destroy the fort in Cyanwood City, severely damaged, so still need some time. Got some promotions, some patrolling. We've got Ghastly Champion. It's cool. Alright, what are we doing this turn? Let's talk about Azalea City and their throne count first. So 2 things, Throne of Ascension wise. Azalea City now has 3 thrones. This is both good and bad. Okay. This is good, right? Because it takes some of the focus off of me, right? I have effectively two thrones right now, but I only have 1 claimed. I have 2 more in my territory that we're going to be able to pop very easily. So that's interesting. but I don't think everyone is focused on that. Not everyone is aware of it, right? Seeing Azalea City with 3 thrones, though, means that people are like, uh-oh, okay, hold up. Holla, 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 holla. Myself included, actually. So, we want to make sure that that is a good thing, that people look at Azalea City, that Azalea City is taking the heat. It's also a bad thing, though, because Azalea City is 2 thrones away from winning. So they are as close as we are, basically. Maybe more so, because I don't know what their circumstance is. We've got a throne that we have to protect from them on the edge of our territory. We've got 2 more thrones that are easily within striking distance, although I'm less worried about them because they are in our heartland. This throne, we do not have much of a defense on, and I have no idea which other throne they have, whether that's Illidan or Momemph. And I have no idea how close they are to other thrones, in theory, right? How close are they to whichever one they have, right? Whether that's Momemph or Illidan, I'm assuming they have these 2. Whichever one they have, how close are they to the other one? I don't know. I'm not sure. The only thing that is somewhat a reassurance is that I do have a NAP 3 with Azalea City. Now, that doesn't always mean anything. Sometimes players are more than willing to break naps with other players in order to win the game. A lot of players consider that to be fair, right? A lot of players consider that to be, oh, if it comes down to winning or losing the game, non-aggression packs don't matter. So, like, if someone's about to win the game, right, like they're going to win the game next turn, and you have a nap with them, nap's off. Doesn't matter, you know? So there's that kind of mindset, which may or may not, or alternatively, it's the concept of, like, if you could win the game in 2 turns, and you have a nap 3 with someone, you know, does that count, etc.? So a lot of people have that kind of mindset. I try to avoid it. I try to stand by the concept of a nap as a nap. If you obey the guidelines of what it is and you respect it, then you don't have that opportunity. That's partially is what it is. So we are using this non-aggression pact as both a shield, right? Please, Azalea City, don't come kick my ass, right? But it's also a shield for Azalea City. I think the only thing is that as it is right now, I control 4 of the thrones. And it looks like, obviously, they have 3 of the thrones, with a 4th in their sphere of influence, whichever one of these it is, right? So it still comes down to Sleepy Mountains, right? Which is kind of scary, because Azalea City is right there. That's only 4 away from Sleepy Mountains, so they could be poised to strike, even as I am poised to strike. So we're gonna have to see if this comes down to a rush, like who rushes better, who is more on the rush game. I don't know. We shall have to see. So, what are we actually doing this turn? Moving more forces into Cyanwood City with the purpose of sieging it down. We are patrolling in Swamp of Solitude. This one actually got me for a second, because I wanted to move these forces off and head down towards Cyanwood City, but I think it's going to be more beneficial for us to go ahead and patrol here. It should only take us 1 turn to patrol this all the way down, or get very, very close, very under 100, right? Because we want to turn around and be able to potentially recruit a little bit here. We are building a lab and a temple in Swamp of Solitude, so that we can generate free spawn, we can recruit mages, and we can do things like cast reanimation and stuff like that. So we want to be able to start basically building up a defense here in Swamp of Solitudes. And we're probably going to be doing the same in Ba'an Kish. We are sending Blue Chan 2 out that way towards Ba'an Kish. So we'll see how that goes. But all the other forces are heading towards Cyanwood City. We're researching hard. We are continuing to accumulate all of our ghosts for the intention of springing on Arcadis and Waywoods. We are casting multiple reanimations. We are building a school, a new high school or historical school in Ecruteak City, so that we can be evolving units while we wait, because we're on turn 34. I'm really expecting this to be like a turn 40, 42-ish type scenario. So that's still, that's enough turns to transform a lot of these Ghastlies into Hunters, and probably what I'm going to end up doing next turn is do something like put these on Veteran 1 or on Morty, right? Because they have way, way, way more leadership. And then have them start going into the historical school. That way I have way more options as far as leveling up. Or am effectively granting experience to way more units. So that'll be cool. We've altered Casper's kit to include the Frostbrand, just because why not? Trying to think if we're doing anything else crazy. We're continuing to do Ghastly Champions. Our death gems are slightly going down, but if we remember right, we have a crazy amount of income for the fact that it's turn 34 and we have no gem gen. We just have 25 death gems. That's kind of intense. I mean, that's entirely partially because of, I say entirely partially. That's such a dumb statement. It's partially because we get a gem out of every temple. So we have an additional, 5 gems? But we just got really lucky, honestly, with that site searching with Litter Skull and Crypt of the Underneath. It's 7 gems just out of those 2 sites. That's really, really fortunate, really lucky. Is there anything else? We're continuing to recruit schoolgirls, junior trainer boys. We've got a cool trainer coming. We're getting more kimonos for movement, etc. Oh, and I didn't really talk about this. I keep forgetting to, but this is the soul contract that we got on our medium. And what we're getting is we're getting these devils. We're getting a devil every turn. And this might not seem like much, and it's not a lot, right? But this is actually kind of nice. This is some extra added firepower. Devils are pretty dangerous combatants. They hit pretty hard. They are scary. They have a paralyzing poison on their barbed tail. They're not like the craziest things in the world, but they are flyers as well. So having 8 to 10 of these come go time is going to be nice to have, like a little fly squadron in the back ready to jump some people. So it's pretty cool. Research wise, we are moving into enchantment. We're going to complete enchantment 5 this turn. We are going to move towards enchantment 6 almost exclusively for rigor mortis. Okay. What we are probably going to do, we're probably not going to use Rigor Mortis in Arcadis or Waywoods, because we are going to have a lot of human units, schoolgirls, white chans, etc. But the army that is going to be going for Sleepy Mountains is going to be almost exclusively, aside from the kimono women, it's going to be almost exclusively ghosts. So what we're looking at there is the potential concept of bringing in someone like Seaboy 1, right, who can get over there with either just movement or cloud trapeze very easily. Bringing him over and doing rigor mortis, basically, to best whatever we're up against. Having to deal with a shit ton of ghosts, but also having to deal with a turn 40 rigor mortis when you're up against a couple hundred undead, several hundred undead. We're gonna have an army of like 600-800 that's gonna be sitting on Sleepy Mountain, probably. So that's kind of a lot. That's kind of a fair amount. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. That's basically the turn. We continue to do most of what we're doing. We're forging some coral blades. We're going to be doing that probably every turn, maybe more than as we get closer. We might actually get... Oh, why did we make another Frostbrand? I don't know. What's done is done, though. But we might start doing more coral blades with the intention. So, schoolgirls are amazing, but they're 5 hit points. Yeah, they die at a stiff sneeze. So if you can make coral blades, and we can, they're a huge boost to survivability. Something to look into. And basically what we're trying to do is, since this is going to be a pretty all or nothing ploy, if this doesn't succeed because of what we're doing, because we're burning through so many gems, because we're not really focusing on a lot of other things at the moment, if we lose this initial gambit, if we lose this throne rush, we probably lose the game. Now, are we going to be out immediately? No. We will fight and fight and fight for a very long time. But will we lose? Almost assuredly. So we want to try to put our all into this initial gambit. So we're probably going to go all the way down on water gems, or get pretty close. We're going to blow through. We might not alchemize. I don't know. But we're gonna blow through a lot of gems to try to give us the best chance of succeeding. Okay, I guess. Okay, I think that is gonna be it. Research-wise, I will say this: we do want to try to pop up alteration, but we're not gonna worry about that until kind of the very end. Another thing is I keep forgetting to. I want to do this, but I keep forgetting to make skull mentors because we're using so many gems on other things. We might actually... Skull Mentors is a long-term goal, right? It's a long-term play. We went to construction earlier because we were like, oh yeah, Skull Mentors are going to get us the win eventually because we're going to go Tartarians and yeah, it'll be great. That's not the game plan anymore. So while I want to instinctually be doing it, it's not worthwhile, right? So it's better for us to use these gems for combat power now than it is to try to use them for research power to get us to a perceivable point in the future. So anyways, that's going to be it for the turn. I'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.